February 17th, 2023. Dear everybody, Sirenians, or sea cows, used to be much bigger than they are now. Not only that, but this wasn't even that long ago. In 1741, Georg Steller documented one of these giant Sirenians in the remote Commander Islands, located in the Bering Sea. It measured 24 feet 8 inches, or 7.5 meters. But these northern sea giants could grow to about 30 feet, or over 9 meters. That's larger than many whales. Compare this to the sea manatee. At a length of 11 feet, or 3 1/3 meters, this smaller giant is only about 1/3 to 1/2 the size. And following the pattern of various other creatures Stella wrote about, this giant of the north was called Steller's sea cow, or Hydrodamallus gigas stelleri. After Stella told Europeans about these giants of gentle disposition who feed upon seaweed, the Sirenians were rapidly hunted down and likely went extinct in the following decades. But it's thought that at the time of Stella's arrival, there was only a population of about 2,000 left. In other words, the Steller's sea cow was already likely nearing extinction by the time that Europeans arrived. At one time, thousands of years ago, giant Sirenians were thought to range along the coasts throughout the Arctic Ocean and the South Pacific. Then their populations gradually fragmented and declined as the Earth's climate and habitats changed in the current epoch. This epoch began about 12,000 years ago. It's sometimes called the Holocene epoch, and sometimes the Anthropocene epoch, or the time of humans. Though many argue that the giant Sirenians persisted in other remote regions well into the 19th century, the Steller's sea cow of the Commander Islands was declared extinct by the 1770s. But there have been a number of reports here and there throughout the intervening centuries. For example, during an expedition to the Bering Sea north of Kamchatka in 1962, a number of witnesses reportedly saw about a half-dozen Sirenians, measuring 8 or 9 meters in length, near a location called the Point of Navarin. Some argue that giant Sirenians may even still exist in some remote place in the Arctic or even the South Pacific. This is the position of cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman and paranormal researcher Patrick Queeg in their 2003 book, Lake Monsters, Sea Serpents, and Other Mysterious Denizens of the Deep. For example, quote, zoologist Bernard Heuvelmans was one of the first to recognize the fact that Steller's sea cow may not be extinct. More recently, mainstream scientists such as marine biologist Brett Weinstein and James Patton of the University of California have noted that there are vague reports of Steller's sea cows from along the northwest coast of North America and the northeast coast of Asia, in the Arctic Ocean and near Greenland. If such reports are not discounted, then Hydrodomalus gigas stellari, or a subspecies, may still be alive today." Unquote. Since this is just a diary of my thoughts, dear listeners, I have not verified the claims in the above quote. Also, if any giant Sirenian sightings can be verified, then the giant Sirenians we would find today might well belong to a separate species or even genus of Sirenian. Faced by the vaguely walled citadel of legend, who knows what reality lies hidden inside? Regardless, these legendary Sirenian sightings have the aura of ghost sightings. Could the Russian expedition in 1962 have stumbled upon a case of giant mer-ghosts? Ghosts of gentle mammals who once roamed this planet and are now extinct? Or perhaps they are future ghosts, dear Rachel. Maybe they are ghosts of a time in Earth's history that has not yet even happened, when Sirenians of today have found themselves in a more friendly sea, replete with dense forests of scrumptious seaweed, swimming happily with the otters and seals, and growing again to tremendous proportions. Perhaps in the future, giant Sirenians will once again roam the oceans. One can only hope. For in order to see that day come, we must ensure that, at the very least, today's manatees and dugongs do not all go extinct. Love, Telesma Blue Orb. P.S. to all my lovely listeners, please see the references in the episode script, which is linked in the description. The entries for all dates can be found in the document outline. Please also press the subscribe button for more of my personal diary. Share this personal diary with your friends, and consider becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/welcome to the earth. Telesma Blue Orb's Earth Love Diary, copyright 2023 by Telesma Blue Orb and Rachel Nelson. All rights reserved. Good night.